In terms of end results, the business in Panama fared far better. It was a classic case of gunboat diplomacy, but the U.S. in 1903 had gained the right to build a canal through the Isthmus of Panama, fulfilling a dream that had been fermenting for some 400 years. The initial challenge the engineers faced was to eradicate yellow fever by spraying the mosquito-infested marshes. The construction of the canal was a monumental undertaking, a task that required the rearrangement of some 300 square miles of Panamanian topography. Dredges working around the clock crept across the isthmus at a rate of a few yards a day, an ordeal that was to prove punishing for men and machines. A parade of American leaders lent their weight to the effort, and for the nation, the job took on the character of a crusade. War Secretary William Taft heartily endorsed what he saw, an operation carried out with the coordination of a military campaign. A Yankee-built railway whisked men and materiel into the tepid interior, where great water jets sluiced away whole tracts of tropical forest. It was grueling work, and for the dynamite crews, there was danger. Never before had a construction scheme used machinery of such a scale. Gargantuans of steel that made rivers out of streams and gobbled their way through marshes. The years went by, and the work went on. 10 long years of toil, while the costs soared to $250 million. But what Teddy Roosevelt called the engineering feat of the ages looked like a stunning success. Tens of thousands of men had lent to the endeavor the sweat of their brows, the strength of their backs. Welders, masons, steelworkers, step by step, they had built a monument to the century, a monument to America. By August 1914, the work at last was done. At a gala reception, the Canal Zone trotted out its best to honor the prime mover of the scheme. Theodore Roosevelt had realized one of his most ambitious dreams. The Panama Canal was a reality. With a fanfare of pyrotechnics, the last stubborn stretch was cleared, and the waters of the Atlantic and the Pacific merged. Behind the Gatun Lock, the waters rose to lift their cargo of ships to the Pacific side. And on the morning of August 15th, 1914, as Europe girded for war, America stopped to celebrate the proudest of its achievements, a triumph that seemed to reaffirm the fundamental American faith, that their nation, above all others, was capable of making miracles. For Americans in the second decade of the century, the canal was a goad to the imagination and an emblem of things to come. But it was also a symbol of something more. For by pushing the project through 2,000 miles from American soil, the nation had taken yet another step, a step which would sink us deeper in the quicksands of world affairs.